Hey fellow geeks, Star Geek here, to count down the top 10 greatest Star Wars planets of all time. Planets are very important to Star Wars as they serve as the environment throughout all of the films. Before we start, I want to give credit to our runner-ups at number 13, Kamino, at number 12, Felucia, and at number 11, Mustafar. I'll just jump right into it so we can explore the best planets throughout the galaxy. Racing through the skyline at number 10 is the city planet of Khorasan. This planet is one of the busiest in the galaxy with skyways and car chases. This planet is home to the Jedi Council in all of its glory. How couldn't I include this planet with so much of its Star Wars history? Practically every shot of this eye-catching planet showcases why this planet would be most recognized for its beauty, and politics of course. You can see how different various parts of this planet can be. One minute you could be in the Skywalker's apartment, the next at the downtown galactic city skyline. There isn't much to say about this planet, other than the fact that it is truly worthy of 10th place. Buzzing through the skies at number 9 is the insect world of Geonosis. The planet is most famous in the films for the Geonosian Arena, Geonosian Droid Factory, and Geonosian soldiers. In the arena, our heroes have to fight monstrous aliens like Acklay, Reek, and Nexu. This historic battle is also where Jango Fett meets his doom with Mace Windu, and we get to see C-3PO in action. The Droid Factory also serves as a surprisingly hostile environment, with droids, lava, and Geonosians everywhere. The bug-like warriors are dangerous, yet partially weak at the same time. The beautiful stalagmites and caves definitely contribute to its popularity. Geonosians are definitely what make this planet great. These insects are one species no one can forget, getting Geonosis into spot number 9. Hiding behind spot number 8 is the Rebel base home planet of Yavin 4. We only get quick glimpses of this planet, yet it's made a big impact on the saga. The simple features like the trees, outposts, and breathtaking Massassi temples make this planet a sight to see. The temples housed the Rebel Alliance during 0BBY, but have been home to many different residents. The temple definitely seemed to have an Aztecan look to me, making them seem more real. The incredibly iconic medal ceremony scene takes place on Yavin 4, automatically giving this planet spot number 8. Floating above the clouds at number 7 is the cloudy planet of Bespin. Bespin is famously known as the home of Cloud City, my favorite city in the Star Wars saga. Lando may love his planet, but everyone else does too. Everything about Bespin is fantastic, from the cities to the clouds. And of course, Bespin is home to the most iconic Star Wars scene of all time.
I am the Father.
The buildings, skies, and working components are all fantastic. We don't get to see much of Bespin itself, but Cloud City bumps this planet up to number 7 easily. Swimming its way into number 6 is Jar Jar Binks' home planet of Naboo. Even though Naboo is home to a poorly written Natalie Portman, extremely boring politics, and everyone's favorite character, Jar Jar Binks, the scenery of this planet is outstanding. That's pretty much the only reason this planet beat out the other 4. Every building, every forest, every sea are all amazing. The Gungan Sanctuary has some pretty awesome Hindu-style sculptures and twisting trees. The palaces and buildings are very colorful and bright. And the seas of Naboo are probably the best part. There are gigantic sea creatures that are incredibly menacing and lit up underwater spheres where the Gungans live. Naboo's scenery earns this planet its spot at number 6. Freezing its way into spot number 5 is the ice planet of Hoth. My favorite movie being Empire Strikes Back means Hoth gets some bonus points from me. Of course, Hoth is already so iconic that it has to be at least in the top 5. Hoth would have been much higher up on the list if only more happened there. The Wampa Cave is great, Echo Base is nice, and the Battle of Hoth was amazing, but Hoth lacks more of a dynamic environment. Otherwise, the snowy mountains and terrible snowstorms are still great, and we all know how bad it smells on the outside. Hoth deserves 5th place. Swinging its way into number 4 is the Wookiee planet of Kashyyyk. Kashyyyk for me has always been like a more intense Endor. Kashyyyk has really nice islands, trees, and mountains that I personally love. The idea of a Wookiee planet has always appealed to me. Kashyyyk seems to have the perfect mix of foliage, water, and land, and the furry inhabitants of Kashyyyk make it all the better. You don't need to say much about Kashyyyk, as the one intense battle scene in episode 3 made everyone fall in love with it. Kashyyyk gets spot number 4. Speaking of a forest planet full of furry tree dwellers, throwing stones at number 3 is the forest planet of Endor. I know that the Endor I'm talking about is technically a moon, but I'm letting this exception slide in this case. Endor has always been one of my top players, and it is definitely the most dense. There is so much foliage on Endor that it makes you wonder how they fit a whole camera crew back there. Endor has some of the best highlights of episode 6, with scenes like the speeder bike chase, the Ewok village, and the Battle of Endor. The Ewoks definitely have the coolest little town in the galaxy. I just love looking at all these panoramic and dynamic views of Endor, which is why Endor is so high on the list. Endor let us know that even Ewoks can be good warriors when they aren't blowing up or hitting themselves in the face. Spot number 3 goes to Endor. Storming in at number 2 is the desert planet of Tatooine. Who doesn't love Tatooine? Tatooine is definitely the most iconic Star Wars planet. I guess double the suns makes it double the awesome. Tatooine was the very first planet we see in the original trilogy, and the last one we see in the prequels. We know how much trouble the droids have in the wastelands, and how much help the Larses need on the Vaporators, and how dangerous Mos Eisley is being a hive of scum and villainy, and how terrible the Tusken Raiders are, and how evil Jabba the Hutt is, and, well, you get the point. Tatooine is so iconic, it was absolutely necessary to add it to the list. Luke's homeland really is deserving of spot number 2. And finally, forcing its way into spot number 1 is Yoda's makeshift home planet of Dagobah. I love this planet so much. It has so many possible surprises at every turn in each scene. The twisting trees, the murky water, and the spectacular creatures are all such amazing factors of Dagobah. Yoda chose Dagobah so no one could find him, and Dagobah was the perfect choice. Dagobah is so spectacular and dynamic that even engine light can look spiritual. Yoda's hut flows with the surrounding swamp flawlessly. Even when it rains, that planet looks great. I think the best part about the behind-the-scenes work for this planet would be how the Empire Strikes Back crew and set design was able to make one stage look like an endless stretch of swamp. The trees and fog look like they go on for miles beyond our line of sight. The cave scene in Episode 5 really shows how much there is to see on this Outer Rim planet. Yoda exiled to Dagobah because he knew it was the best planet in the galaxy. Nothing is better than Yoda's final resting place. Dagobah earns the spot of the best planet in the galaxy. So those are the top 10 best Star Wars planets from all throughout the galaxy. Subscribe to Star Geek for weekly Star Wars content. If you agree with this list, disagree, or just enjoyed the video, please shoot that like button at light speed. You can go check out my Facebook page linked in the description below, as it really helps me out when you like my page. If you go over to the page, you will get daily news on Star Wars Episode 7, Star Geek episodes, memes, and even video games. Try clicking on the screen to subscribe, and click on the link to the left for my last video, where I give you 5 Star Wars facts on Luke Skywalker. You can also click on the right to watch how Yoda was dead the whole time he was on the best Star Wars planet, Dagobah. Don't forget to like the video and comment on your own list below. Until we meet again in a galaxy far, far away, this has been Star Geek.